Good evening, fellow Nigerians, Africans, our listeners from Nigeria across Africa, here in the United States, and around the world. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I am the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now. Global matters are rising. Good morning, Africa, and reggae at its best on ONN. Today, we present you a special edition. Yes, an X-ray on Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. His leadership and deception of over 3 decades. And a man who has ripped his people off, calling them stupid, and yet wants some more from them. So I invite all of you to be a part of this broadcast. Bring your questions, share your opinions, disagree with us if you may, and we are ready for whatever you bring in, especially at a time our country is at a crossroads. Welcome to ONN. Yes, how are you guys doing today? Yes, from Texas, we are having by the weatherman's prescription or information about an impending bad weather. So since yesterday, we have all been in the frenzy of shopping for emergency materials. So if you are living in Texas and other places in the United States that are going to be impacted by the bad weather, I hope you are ready as always. Yes, again, my name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I am the CEO of ONN and the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. Welcome to the show. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody is doing very well and you are ready to hear things. Yes, about the sorry state of Nigeria. I am driven purely by the truth. And everything I'm going to say here tonight and always shall be based on the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I have no hate for anybody. I have no hate for Dr. Arthur Ifeanyi Okowa. But I understand too that I am a Nigerian and a stakeholder in Nigeria for that matter by virtue of my citizenship of Nigeria. And so I have a right to comment on anything that is troubling Nigeria. And that is exactly what I am doing and what I'm going to be doing as a patriot of Nigeria and as a citizen of Nigeria. I do not believe that it is okay for citizens to keep quiet when their country is being destroyed. Countries suffers when the citizens become selfish. Nigeria is suffering because of the chronic selfishness and greed of my fellow compatriots, especially in Nigeria, and a few of us outside here. How can we, how can a country be so badly managed to the extent that terrorists have taken over? A country that has an armed forces, a country that has a police, a country that has some of the best intellectuals that the world has to offer. There is no reason Nigeria should be in the kind of mess she is in right now. And it is all because of the tragedy of leadership and the terrible failure of followership. All of us are involved. And in searching for the solution, all of us must take part. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing my part. So what about you? What are you doing to change the trajectory, change the story of Nigeria? The very bad story of Nigeria right now. Nigeria is so terrible. Some people say, don't demarket your country before the world. No, the world knows how terrible things have gotten, terribly, things have gotten in Nigeria. So I am not demarketing my country. I am speaking as a die-hard patriot of Nigeria. True patriots don't keep quiet when things are going bad. And that is exactly what I am doing. I've been through so many countries. I've never seen a country as badly managed as Nigeria. Yes, so let us bite this bitter truth and hopefully get inspired to change the story of Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria that bandits, terrorists are paid money. Yes, paid money to guard pipelines. Such a serious national security uh, infrastructure. Yes, in the hands of vandals. And we say it is okay. Somebody is paid 4 billion naira every month to monitor pipelines in Nigeria. Yes, a country that has an armed forces, a country that has an air force, a country that has a navy, a country that has an army, a country that has a police, a country that has DSS, a country that has everything that is needed to protect its strategic and critical infrastructure. And this is happening? No. If everybody keeps quiet, I cannot afford to keep quiet. If everybody is so scared of speaking up because they want to live forever, I will not be one of such. I will prefer to die than keep quiet and see my country destroyed and see my space invaded. I have a space in Nigeria. I have brothers and sisters who live in Nigeria. I have friends and all of you watching me who are Nigerians in Nigeria. Let us set political parties aside. Let us set our religions aside. Let us be those true citizens of Nigeria to do what we must to save that country from an imminent collapse into a catastrophic, a catastrophic entity that will not do Africa any good. That is why I am angry. That is why I am raging. Yes, just this morning, a young man from my part of Nigeria, from the Eka tribe, called me. I had called him a few days earlier. I just wanted to say hello to him, and not for any other reason, because I have not spoken with him in a long time. Then he called back. I wasn't immediately available to take his call. When I saw a missed call from him, I decided to call him back. When I called him, you can imagine what he said to me. Yes, that what I am doing in Nigeria is bad. I am fighting my own brother. He's talking about Okowa. He told me how many platforms that he has. Yes, he deals with the good, bad, and ugly. He deals with traditional rulers. Yes, and all these are the people who connive to destroy our country. And he expects me to keep quiet. And he reminded me that he doesn't want anything to happen to me whenever I visited Nigeria. Can you imagine that? This is somebody who lives in the United States. He enjoys 24-hour electricity without interruption. Yes, he drinks 20 from the water, the tap system. He takes shower. He cooks 24 hours with a system a water system that never blinks. Yes, he drives on good roads. He has access. He goes to government offices. Yeah, perhaps he's a citizen of the United States, like some of us are. When he goes there, even somebody who is a green card holder, you need to see Nigerians when we go to American offices, how we rage, how we get angry that our rights are being trampled on. These are services that we are supposed to get. And the people will be telling us, sorry, hey, please be patient with us. Yes, the same person is telling me that I should keep quiet so that the darkness in Nigeria will continue. The darkness that is killing us. Who wants to go home? That is more concerned about going home. And this is exactly what some of my brothers and sisters in the diaspora do. Yes, they are more interested in going home, having their fun, and returning, leaving the country worse off than ever. They are comfortable with that. And when some of us speak up, they tell us we are wasting our time. They tell us, oh, he told me that even some of us, the vehicles we drive here, we have to push them before they can ignite. Can you imagine? Those people they're stealing from our people, they drive some of the best made vehicles that Americans can only dream about. But where do they drive them? They drive them on the ugliest of roads. What kind of a people are we? Really, what kind of a people are we? He told me when we started greeting that oh, please, I don't want to hear anything about Nigerian politics. If that is the reason you are calling me, he was the one who brought it. I wasn't really interested in talking to him about it because I know the kind of person he is. He's one of those who goes and lick asses, from politicians. He goes about. I'm not looking for traditional chieftaincy title. I don't want it. You know what? My father, my great grandmother, the mother of my father's uh, dad, was an Abavo princess. I think the first Gogo. Yes, Princess Gogo. Yes, she was the first. So I have that blood in me, but I don't want to have anything to do with that system because the truth is not spoken there. There is no truth. So that is what my father even warned us to don't have anything to do with that institution. Yes, even though he was the greatest trumpeter because they needed him. Yes. So what am I going to be going around traditional rulers about? I have no traditional ruler, and I'm not answerable to any traditional ruler in Nigeria. None at all. No, and not their subject. So they can't. But what I'm doing is what I must do as a citizen of Nigeria. And that is exactly what I am doing. Hey, before we proceed in this discussion, let me take a minute to celebrate an awesome somebody. You know, the type of people I want to talk about, not pieces of shit. Yes, somebody awesome, awesome, awesome young Nigerian. Yes, an achiever, die-hard believer in him, in herself. Yes, even in the middle of when it is like impossible, she stands out. Those are the type of people I want to deal with. Those are the type of people I want to connect with. I don't want to connect with idiots who cannot offer anything. Yes, this young girl, and when I ran for Senate in 2019, that was when she sent me a message. He said, I am inspired by what you do. You are so courageous. Yes. You know, and I started laughing. I said, but I don't know. I don't know you. But you said you don't know how much what you do touches a lot of people. Yes. She's a registered nurse like me. I think I was in a platform with her. And that was how. Yes. So today, she walked through Nigeria, went to the UK, excelled, and is here now in the United States. Yes, doing very well. You need to see the progress this young lady has made in just a short space of time. Those are the people I want to celebrate. So today, I am celebrating Kate Daniels, Smart Mado Ajaja, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the CEO of ONN, celebrates purpose, focus, and excellence. Happy birthday, Kate. And thank you for being such a great fan, cheerleader, supporter, and friend. I am so proud of your humility, your high profile intellectual depth, your resilience, your focus when it looks like it's impossible, and ultimately, your great professional accomplishments in such a short space of time from Nigeria to the UK and now the United States. I am happy for this rare opportunity that your birthday anniversary presented to me to celebrate you in the midst of my crowded life. Yes, filled with activities that are so compelling and that makes it most difficult for me to relate with exceptional friends like you and others the way it ought to be. I pray for more God's blessings and guidance and protection for you as you progress incrementally. You are awesome. Happy birthday, Kate. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kate. Happy birthday to you. Hey, join me in to wish this young lady happy birthday. She's awesome, really awesome. Great, great accomplisher, fighter. Yes, fighter, great fighter. So when I find this type of people, those are the type of people I want to relate. I don't relate with craps. I don't relate with lazy people. So, and I will always want to differ when it matters. Yes, Nigeria is my country. Nigeria is a country where I was born 64 years, 63 going to 64 years ago. Nigeria had a potential to be one of the greatest countries on the surface of this earth. But some people don't want it to be. They want to destroy the country. And you want me to be quiet because you are who? Who the hell are you? Why should I be quiet? Why you destroy Nigeria? Yes, Nigeria is a country where people will go like they did a few days ago, precisely on the 19th of January 2026. All high-profile people in Delta State gathered at Agbo. You know what they went there to do? You know what they went there to do? They went there to celebrate the flagging off, not the commissioning, the flagging off, the flagging off of a flyover, the flagging off of a flyover on a bad road, on a gullied road, on a road to nowhere. And everybody, including traditional rulers, the state governor, all his commissioners, they were celebrating. APC at the national level was celebrating the flagging off of a small flyover over a bad road. Now look behind me. This is Houston, Texas. This is a flyover in one spot. The top number of flyovers in two spots in Houston is more than the number of flyovers across Nigeria. So why should any people wake up to go and be celebrating flyovers if nothing is wrong with Nigeria? Yes, something is wrong with the heads of Nigerians, and they don't want to be told that. You telling me about me, my safety when I go home? Did I create myself? I didn't even think, not many people think that I would live as long as I have lived because of what I'm doing. Yes, but my life is in the hands of the Almighty, not in the hands of men. A lot of people who have planned to kill me, they are all dead. I pee on their graves. You don't plan to kill me. Don't even conjecture it because you don't know what drives me. You don't even know who I am. Why do you think that somebody has to die for speaking the truth? Who will do it if I don't do it? You who spoke with me this morning, do you remember the story of Malcolm X? Do you remember the story of Martin Luther King Jr.? They stood up. Yes, you know. Do you know the story of Marcus Mosiah Garvey? Yes, they stood up. Robert Nesta Marley, aka Bob Marley, they stood up. And guess what? They are living forever. And I don't want to live like a Methuselah for 954 years. The only thing we remember is how long he lived. Nothing points to what he did for those years that he was alive. You remember the story of Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ lived for 33 years. Yes, 33 eventful years. Yes, 33. Bob Marley lived for 36 years. Yes, those are great men. Those are the type of people I want to associate myself with. Yes, the story of those people inspire me. Yes, beyond imagination. I don't want to live forever in my physical cabin. It's impossible in the first place. So why do I have to be afraid of one piece of shit? Because uh, he has thugs, he has political power that he did absolutely nothing with. Yes, So why should I be afraid of any such person? So you can go and be going home to have your fun. Because I know some of my friends who live here, they go and tell me all the kinds of fun they catch. That is why. No, I am a sacrificial person. I will sacrifice. I will sacrifice, for my country to be free. Nigeria is not free. So why should I be celebrating when the country is not free? Why should I be jumping into that plane to go and buy security? Yes, when they go home, they buy bodyguards, they buy all kinds of security. Yes. Why should I be coming into Nigeria with the AK-47 around me? No, I don't want that. I want a Nigeria that is as free, at least, as it is here. Yes, when you have a problem here, what do? You call 911. Whenever you call 911, does the police show up? They definitely will show up. They may not be there as early as you want them to be, but they come up. And when there is any serious problem, what happens? The problem is solved. You see violence here. There's absolutely no doubt that violence takes place here. But in America, when there is any violent situation like what is taking place, Boko Haram goes to one place, take away young children from their schools, and then it takes maximum 72 hours. They find answer. Yes, but in Nigeria, what happens? When you are taken, you are gone. So why should I want to go to that country and feel like everything is good? I'll be praising some politicians so that I will live long or so that I'll have a good day. No, I don't want that. I want a Nigeria that works. And that is exactly what I am looking for. That is why I am standing. Yes, even if I'm standing alone. Like my father told me, say, if you are convinced what you are doing is right, be there. Don't back down. I am not backing down. So Nigerians, see flyover, see bridges all over the place. So that's in one spot, on one spot in Houston, Texas. You are celebrating bridges in Nigeria. Shame, 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 shame. Yes, but we are coming for the main story. We are coming to tell the people of Nigeria the truth that nobody has told them before. They don't want you to know the truth. Who cares about going to Nigeria? Now, my hometown, who cares about going to that place? They have kidnapped over 100 people there. And over 10 out of those that were kidnapped were murdered. And you think that is not a problem? Who was responsible? Okowa was chiefly responsible for it. Yes, because he refused to secure the place. And that's supposed to be the first assignment that every government owes its citizens. And you think it's funny. It's not. Yes, welcome back. Hey, Andrew, how are you? Thank you for joining. And Transabag Group, thank you very much for joining. And again, if this is your first time joining us, we welcome you from our heart and urge you to subscribe to our channel. In addition to subscribing, please click the notification button and like. If you love what we are doing, you like what we are doing, please give us a like and give us a thumb up because it helps to incite YouTube to recommend our channel to more people from around the world. Today we are talking about the tragedy of leadership in Nigeria with special X-ray on Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. Yes, a one-time secretary to Ika local government area of the Dembende state, and later chairman of that same local government area. He went from there to become commissioner for three ministries in the Delta state. From being commissioner, he became the secretary to the government. From being secretary to the government of Delta state, he became a senator, 4 year, one term senator of 4 years. All right. And from there, he rode on the back of what they call Anioma agenda to become the governor of Delta State for 8 years, and 8 years of disaster, the worst in the state's history. Yeah, we're in a trajectory of criminals. Four criminals have ruled the state, all worse than the Mexican drug cartel. You need to hear. So be ready to listen, very attentively, and then ask yourself if you are a Nigerian, looking behind me, looking at the bridges, the beauty of Houston. Yes, it's not because this that is what you are seeing right there is the work of the state, the city of Houston, not the federal government of the United States. No, no. Yes, they have resources. They have die-hard patriots who drive their resources for the good of the people and the next generation. But in Nigeria, what do we have? Criminals, squandermanics that our people celebrate because they have made them poor and broken their spine. They can't raise a finger. And when somebody raises a finger, they make you look like you are doing something wrong, that you are the one who has the problem. They don't, not they. Yes. What type of a people are we in Nigeria? For real. Nigeria has some of the best brains everywhere. In Houston here, Nigerians, when you talk about black business, Nigerians, when you talk about professionals, lawyers, doctors, it's Nigerians that you are hearing. Yes. But when we go back home, we become like fish out of the water. What is wrong? Something is not right. And it's a thing of the minds of the people of Nigeria. The mindset in Nigeria is so terrible. So terrible. But before I proceed, I'm going to read something to you. And a pushback from one of the little boys, young little boys. You see how young people wake up to support what is destroying their future and what is destroying their country. They don't realize that they are the worst hit. They are the most at risk. Yes, the Nigerian youth does not believe in fighting for his space in Nigeria. The Nigerian youth prefers to be a slave to his oppressors and to be their foot soldiers. So I'm going to read something and then we go into this whole thing. So listen attentively. And this is from a post, but it's not the one. It's not intelligent enough to write this kind of beautiful thing. But his name is Orogodo Kingsley. He has always been one of the sadly poor children that are put out there. What do they do to them? They buy them data, put to fill their phone with data, to write nonsense and copy and paste nonsense that they syndicate. They have a writing lab. There are some people who write all those articles, and then they give these boys phones and data to drive the message of evil that destroys our people's mind further. So I am going to read this. Now, this was posted about 6 hours ago. And the guy who posted it, his name is Orogodo Kingsley, and one of those ardent, blind supporters of the Okowa darkness in Delta State. He's definitely from my Eka tribe. And I feel sad about the attitude of the young people from Eka, especially the boys. The young males in Eka, they have lost it for the most part of it. They have lost it. They are so lost. I think as bad as Nigeria is, as bad as the deception, the victims of the deception in Nigeria is, I think my Eka youths are worse hit with the way they carry themselves, the way they advance the cause of their oppressors with courage and audacity. I cringe a lot of time, and so I don't want to. I recoil. If you look at what I'm doing in Nigeria, yes, and that gives credence to what Jesus said. A prophet is not honored in his own country. I am honored countrywide. I am respected among the Yoruba young people. I'm a respected, heavily respected among the Hausa children right now. Yes, yes, but the people from my place, because I refuse to toe the line of darkness, they are the ones who do not appreciate what I do. But who cares? A greater number of young Nigerians know what I stand for and what I believe. You cannot corrupt me and you cannot coerce me. I am offered all kinds of things. I've been offered money to stop talking, but I will not stop talking because how much money are you going to give to me to be stupid? Even if you give me 10 trillion, it won't make any sense to me, to shut me up and I cut my life short and then, pay a price for doing a direct opposite of what I was supposed to do. I am on a spiritual covenant with the Almighty God to do what I'm doing. So no matter what a man gives me, it's not going to make any sense. So I'm not willing and I'm not going to deal. Now, let's read. He said, the incessant attacks on the immediate past governor, His Excellency, I don't know how His Excellency, anyway, that's what they call him, His Excellency, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, is foolish, reckless, and unfounded. Many who critique him aimlessly without data to back up their claims do it from a place of hate. Ah, dirty envy and jealousy. Why on earth should anybody be jealous of a thief, a criminal? Honestly, I won't be. I won't be. I am fighting for my people. I'm fighting for my country. I'm fighting for the future. I'm fighting for the young people, including the stupid author of this. But they don't understand. When they give them data, they give them 100, 1,000 naira. They think life is like at their disposal. They are not asking questions about the young people here in the United States. They are not asking questions about the young people, what the young people are doing with their lives in the UK. They are not asking questions about what the young people in Germany are doing. They are not asking questions about the young people in Chile, Yugoslavia, and the rest of the place are doing. They are so comfortable, Nigerian youth, so comfortable being in darkness, being a subservient slave to his oppressors. Okay, let's move forward. Jealousy is out of it. I can't be jealous of somebody. I live a better life than Okowa and the rest of them because I don't have to go queue in a gas station to buy petrol to power my generator. I don't need to struggle to drive on good roads. No, that is out of the equation. I can't. They are just obnoxious. All right. Why wouldn't you jealous such a person who has succeeded in almost all his life's endeavors, which is rare in today's conventional politicians? Can you imagine? Okowa graduated from the University of Ibadan as a medical doctor, but Okowa did not practice medicine for up to 5 years before he joined the politics. So he has not contributed anything to medicine. He was driven and remains driven by the money politics has to offer. I'm a registered nurse with 40 years experience in 8 disciplines. I have made remarks. I've made my marks in direct nursing practice. I've made a mark in nursing education. I've made a lot of marks in nursing research. Yes, so I come off with a lot of experience. Okowa has nothing to show. So why should anybody be jealous of a thief? He's a thief. And that's exactly what it is. And we'll call it exactly the name it is. All right. Today, it is difficult to see a politician in a Quemen's class. They call him a Quemen, which means the guy who says whatever he says and it happens. Yes, he's a Quemen of criminals. He's a Quemen of courtiers. He's a Quemen of thugs. It's not a Quemen of decent people. It's not a Quemen of intellectuals. It's not a Quemen of those who have minds of their own. It's a Quemen of dunces. So if that is what it means to be a Quemen, then that is sad, for this. Okay, calm, successfully married for 30 years with 4 children, all thriving in their respective fields without controversies, always linked to politicians. Great, great. Yes, calm, successfully married for 30 years. Congratulations to him for that. But being married for 30 years is not a yardstick for judging a good leader. So if that is what it is, he has 4 children, all thriving in their respective position. But the writer here is struggling. The writer here maybe graduated from a university. He has no job. And the Okowa's children are all outside the country, with the exception of one who is a member of the House of Representatives. His son is in the UK. Some are here in the United States. Then this idiot writing this is the son of a poor man who knows nobody and can never be anybody in the type of Nigeria that he is in. So he has resigned. He has resigned to being a slave and then posting Okowa's messages. Yes. Can you imagine someone advancing a cause for his oppressor? This is what is happening in Nigeria. It's so sad. Yes. Yes, London boy, Larry, thank you very much. Yes, you said it right. He said the man fucked up a Delta State. He screwed up the state beyond repair. Yes, but we are coming to that. So, hey, prepare all your questions. Make your statements. So, we're going to read every statement that everybody made. And that is why I've been advertising this today, this project, since the past 1 week. I was not in a hurry. I just received the spiritual clearance to deliver the message today. And that is why it's coming the way it is right now. All right. One secretary of a local government, former vice chairman of a local government, former chairman of a local government, commissioner in different ministries. Yes, one-time SSG. Former senator, former governor. Yes, and vice presidential candidate of the then biggest opposition party in the just recently concluded 2023 presidential election. What a shame. And with all this, all he did was steal. He did nothing, absolutely nothing. Nothing to show for these long years of what is supposed to be service to the people. He's a thief. And then people celebrate him. You see those who are supposed to be intellectuals lining behind this darkness, this dumb ass. Yes, because of money. All right? Okay, London. Okay, I am from Delta State, Mosoga. He's owing my dad. All right. Okay, here's one aggrieved person right here. Let's go. Let's go. We'll continue to read. We're going to show the people of Nigeria. We're going to show our people the truth about these liars that have been tormenting them. These liars that have been, he's broke now. Do you look at him here? You see how dark, how long his neck is now? Because he has no job. He cannot go back to medicine because he never had any background understanding. He did not. When I ran for Senate in 2019, when they robbed me, I returned. I went back to nursing. Yes, because they have nothing to fall back on. Politics is their business. Politics is all that they know. They do nothing else but politics. They use the people to rob the country. Yes, look at this one. This was yes on Wiki a few days ago in London. His son went to one of the most expensive universities in London. He was the state governor of Rivers State for 8 years. He was a former minister of education, right? Yeah, and he could not build, changing the trajectory, change the system, the educational system in Nigeria. He sent his son to study in the UK, and he proudly went to the UK with some serving and former governors. Yeah, and they had the audacity to post this nonsense picture of him and his son celebrating his graduation. Nigerian youths are looking. Nigerian youth, some are even celebrating him. Yes, calling him the Wikematic. That's what they call him. Yes, that is how to tell you how lost majority of Nigerian young people are. A people who are supposed to be angry, they celebrate their oppressors. Is that not sad? Where does that happen? Only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. Yes, that is sad. But let's continue with this message that this young man posted. So we read to the end. And then, if you are joining us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel. Give us a like if you love what we are doing. Get more people involved in this broadcast because I am not doing it for myself. If for any reason, for what my friends tell me, some of my friends here who want to continue to go home and have fun, that's what they go home to do. Yes, they don't want to sacrifice for their country. They want to, catch all the funds in Nigeria, even if Nigeria has become a pig house. Yes, they don't care. Yes, they tell me that, why are you wasting your time? You're already here. Why not focus on your family? Focus on your work. Focus on your future. Leave Nigeria. Let Nigeria die. Nigeria is irredeemable. But I tell them, no, Nigeria is redeemable. The reason Nigeria is not redeemable is your attitude. Yeah, because you are selfish, you are greedy, you are a part of the problem. Every country, in every country, citizens hold their government accountable. But Nigerians have been muzzled not to hold their governments accountable. That is why we are where we are. That is why the likes of Okowa are leaders. Okowa has no business being a leader because he doesn't have what it takes to be a leader. Yes, that's why brigands are leaders. And I'm going to show you some more classical examples to tell you why Nigeria is failed. Nigeria is a failed state. A country that cannot protect its citizens? No. A country that cannot defend its territorial integrity? A country that another country can come and bomb his place? Yes, because he has given up. Yes, that is so sad. Yeah, we are all responsible for it because of our laziness, wickedness, and selfishness. All right. Now, he said, with all these positions of Okowa had, he did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, he went further to say, one who has these towering credentials that many politicians lack today is always prone to attack from leaders within his age range. Wow. 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 Okowa has absolutely no credential. Okowa is a doctor who cannot take a blood pressure. He cannot even check a thermometer, temperature. So why should anybody be glad to rank himself with Okowa? Okay, you wish to see him behind bars with your deluded 1.3 trillion naira lies. He outsmarted you, and today he will be leading the almighty South that used to be in opposition to victory for His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election, and the next senator of Delta North. You see how they think. You see how they think. Okowa, under his leadership, 1.3 trillion was missing, has remained unaccounted for. The EFCC, fake EFCC, very corrupt EFCC, that is supposed to be an equivalent of the FBI here in the United States, went and arrested him. They took him to Port Harcourt. Guess who he met when he was in Port Harcourt? My own brother was in charge of the EFCC clinic. He was the one that made sure that Okowa was not rough-handled. His name, we share the same name, the same last name. Okowa, if you are hearing, see, you were in my palm. If I wanted you dead, I would press you. Because the person that took care of you, my own brother, I am very, very influential. I can tell him, yes. But I was laughing when he told me. I started laughing. I said, look at Okowa. He was inside my soup. But what? I laughed over it. Yes, this man is a very wicked man, very vindictive, very selfish, the grandfather of cultism. All the cultists in Delta State reported to him. He does not like bright people around him. He likes idiots that he can talk to, and they are calling him yes, sir, yes, equipment. He can't deal with intellectuals like me who have minds of their own, who will ask him uncomfortable questions. No, he will not. He can't. He can't handle that. So that is why you see him. Everybody around him is somebody that is either hungry, too hungry to raise a finger, or has reduced him or herself to the status of an eternal subservient. He can't deal with people like me. And he detests people like me. He hates opposition. He hates bright people. Yes. So that's why he has been able to muzzle the people for as long as he has done. But we are telling our people, ask yourself one question. Is he the only Ika person? Is he the only one? How come no one else can be but him? A good leader prepares ground for better leaders than him. So that if he did have a vision, those people will continue to drive his vision. Why is Marcus Garvey still alive, even after he passed in 1940? Because he left a legacy of example. He left a legacy of good leadership. He left a legacy of integrity. He left a legacy of forthrightness. He was not a dark man. Otherwise, he would have been forgotten. The same thing Malcolm X. The same thing Kwame Nkrumah. The same thing Modibo Keita. Yes, Emperor Haile Selassie. Abdul Nasser. Yes, Jomo Kenyatta. Yes, yes, yes. Well, what's up? Julius Nyerere. They left footmarks that people are still pushing. What is Okowa leaving behind? Criminality, violence, fraud, ineptitude. Who wants to deal with that? Who wants to be that? All right. He has no credential. He remains a candidate for behind the bars. Nigeria is going to wake up, and Nigeria is going to hold all its past leaders accountable. The Nigeria that I see that is going to spread. Who is talking about 2027? Why are they so sure of this 2027? Yes, you know what he did? Now, he said that Okowa outsmarted them. You know, APC is a terrorist organization, the ruling political party in Nigeria. Now, the man in charge, inordinately in charge of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a criminal. He was a drug dealer here in the United States. A man who was found guilty here, and he opted for settlement. He paid nearly 500,000 US dollars to the US authorities and was allowed to go. He sold drugs here in commercial quantities, killed thousands of Americans, destroyed thousands of American families, and perhaps families from around the world. If you understand what drug does to people and their families, a criminal, a certificate forger, a fraudster, and an identity thief. He is desperate of wanting to continue to be president of Nigeria. So he has the EFCC as a tool, like those before him did. He uses that as an object for blackmail. Once you are a criminal and you are a political leader, the EFCC, he sends the EFCC after you, even with incontrovertible evidence of fraud against you. He will tell you, join me in APC, speak for my presidential ambition, and your sins will be forgiven. That was what Okowa did. Like many Nigerian politicians who have stolen from the country, when they are held accountable, once the EFCC comes after them, they will decamp to the ruling party and all their sins are forgiven. But I tell Okowa and the rest of them, your sins may be forgiven by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but your sins may not be forgiven by the next man who will come with a brush to clean Nigeria. Yes. And if you think it is impossible, perhaps you are daydreaming. Trouble is not over because I am not sure and I am not working for. I don't want to see a political 2027 for Nigeria. Nigeria is long overdue for a revolution. And when a revolution happens, all past leaders are called to questions. Yes. So Okowa, you may be dreaming. You are dreaming if you think you are free. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made you whole. Yes. But I tell you, I tell you that if what needs to happen happens in Nigeria, there will be no hiding place for all of you. No matter how long it takes, no matter how long your sins have been, we will recover everything that was stolen from Nigeria. So we don't envy you. You are in purgatory right now, but hell will be let loose for the abusers and oppressors and exploiters of Nigeria, of which you are one. All right. Hey, I tell you, Kingsley Okowa will be in jail. All right. He wants to be senator of Delta North. What did he do as a senator before? What did he do as a two-term governor of Delta State? He made the state worse. He made the state most insecure. It was at his time that Boko Haram came into Delta State, Fulani bandits came into. He had had thousands of heads of cattle that those who are kidnapping our people were tending to. Yes, that was why he could not fight. He launched a fake Delta Hawk. The Delta Hawk died right after he launched it, and nobody is asking any question. This is how mischievous the Nigerian mind has become. Yes, a man of God, why do you go down on your knees and let him pray for you? Do not fight a man whose God's hand is upon. Oh my God, a man of grace, a Kwame of Africa. If God is upon him, then I will not worship God anymore. God is not upon him. God's hand is not upon him. The heavy hands of the Almighty God will come down on him and punish him for his crimes against humanity. This is how they do. They talk about God in a situation where someone is stealing from their country. So sad. We'll be right back. All right. Yes. So this is where we are. Now, let's take a look at some of the comments here that we are saying. Yes. All right. London boy Larry. He said, my father, Mr. Omene Ochuko, Moses, then Chief Inspector of Education in Delta State. I am a student of Delta State Polytechnic, Otefe, Nigeria, Mass Communication Department. I want all the leaders to resign from office. They are so greedy and selfish. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yes, yes. And they will be held accountable, and their children too. Yes, this is why I am sad about the attitude of the young people in Nigeria. They see these men's children, they see them live in criminal opulence. They keep quiet. They instead celebrate them. I begin to wonder, when are these young people going to have pains? Why is it that they have become so insensitive? Why is it that they don't respond to stimuli anymore? Why is it that they don't get angry? Why is it that they think it is okay for someone to abuse them, steal their future, and then still come to their face and put it right in their faces? Now, it bothers me about the behavior of the young people in Nigeria. If something is not right, it is a mind thing. What did they give to the young people in Nigeria to eat that they don't understand the pains? They don't see the reason to wake up. They don't see the reason to rise up. They don't see the reason to ask questions. Do they think that they have no rights? Now, I tell you this, as a human being or as human beings, God endowed all of us with a set of rights. And those rights are called basic human rights. And those rights include the right to choice, the right to a life, the right to freedom of expression, the right to freedom of association, the right to worship, and the right to self-determination. These are all God-given rights, and for which you are held accountable. That is why thereafter there is judgment. God is going to ask you questions about what did you do in your lifetime with the rights that I gave to you. Did you defend your life and the lives of others? Were you able to speak up when things were going wrong? Were you able to freely associate with people without hate? Were you able to relate with me the way you ought to and without being forced? Were you able to pursue your dream, making sure that your environment is good enough for you to pursue those dreams? And on top of that, you have rights as citizens of Nigeria. In addition to the rights that you have as citizens, you owe Nigeria an obligation. You do owe Nigeria obligations. But I'm going to talk about your rights as Nigerians first. You know, if you're a Nigerian, Nigeria at independence, our country's independence was premised on one country, one nation, one destiny, with everybody equal and with everybody with the right to live in any part of Nigeria without being molested, without being reminded that he was not born there or by whatever reason he's not there. But are we living that? If we have that clear understanding, why are some Igbos being driven away from Lagos and told that they are not Yorubas, and for that reason they cannot be in Lagos, in their country, even if they are the ones that drive the economy of Lagos, even if they were the ones that built Lagos, even if the oil from my Niger Delta was what was used to build Lagos, Abuja, and most of the state capitals in Nigeria, and paying the salaries of all the workers in Nigeria till this minute. Yes, yes, government workers. The oil from Niger Delta is what is being used to pay everybody. And then you tell me when I come to Lagos that I am not an indigenous of Lagos, and so I cannot be in Lagos, or I should live like a second-class citizen in Lagos, Nigeria. Yes, but here in the United States, I live here in the United States. I go to anywhere in the United States. I go to government offices in the United States to apply for whatever is due to me, and it is given to me. Yes, whatever I'm qualified to have as a citizen of the United States. They don't remember that I'm from Nigeria. Nobody asked me that, oh, where are you from? You are from Nigeria, your name. No, nobody. I remember applying for a job when I first came here. One of the best hospitals in the world, MD Anderson Cancer Hospital. You have to have something in your head to work there. When I was about to apply, I told one Nigerian brother, he told me, no, they will not give you that job because that's a white hospital. So I brushed him aside, applied for the job. Within 2 days, I was invited for an interview. I went there. I exceeded the expectation, and I was given that job. I was one of the very few Nigerians who worked there. And it was an amazing opportunity that I had to work there. I debunked a lot of things that people would tell us, the stereotypes they tell us about America. America is, when you have it in your head, America will look for you because they want that thing. They want to take that thing that you have in your head to better the system. So a lot of Nigerians here enjoy things without anyone obstructing them. And I feel sad that some of them from here will go back and live like pigs in Nigeria, like who are not thinking. Those who are supposed to be telling examples here to the people in Nigeria, letting them know, open Nigeria so that it will work for all of us. This is why I'm driving the message of Open Nigeria. Remember, I told you at the beginning, I am the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. I've always worked for the good of all and not just good of me and my tribe. I bet perhaps that is the reason why some people in my tribe don't like me, because I am not nepotistic. I am not tribalistic. Some of the closest people to me are people who are very, very far away from my tribe. They wonder how I do it. Yes, because I've never known hate. I've never known discrimination. Yes, but the people we are talking about are driven by nepotism. Yes, but when they come here, they want to enjoy everything about America. Yes, so assuming Americans now start like they are doing right now, start, asking all of us, leave our America. Yes, what will you do? So those who live in glass houses must not throw stones. So your right to the citizenship of Nigeria guarantees you the power to live in any part of Nigeria without any problem. Like I will live here, I go to Ohio, I go to Oklahoma, I go to California, I go to Kansas, Nebraska, everywhere. And if I want to stay there, it takes just a few weeks. I get a job. Nobody will ask me where I come from. Nobody's going to ask me, where did you live where you are coming from? They will give me a job because I have something to offer. Yes. I was a victim of the 1991 Kano riots. Yes. Why were they killing people? They were killing people because either they were Igbos or because they were not Muslims. Where does that happen? Only in Nigeria. Nigeria is darkness. Nigeria is darkness not by choice, not because the country is a bad country. The country is one of the best countries on earth. But it has terrible leaders who don't want the good of the country. And they have established this program that all of us plug into from generation to generation. And this is what we must break away. It doesn't, what does it cost you to be in good relationship with an Igbo man, a Yoruba man, an Hausa man who understands that he or she is a Nigerian and all of us can coexist, just like we coexist here in the United States with no trouble. Nobody. All you have to have is a strong legal system here that stand the test of time. What do we have in Nigeria? The Nigerian legal system. Who does it work for? Yes, it works for the oppressors against the oppressed. So your right to be able to live anywhere in Nigeria, and your right to assert your Nigerian citizenship, your right to worship God anywhere inside Nigeria with nobody trying to force you to do it his or our own way. Those are some of your rights. Then your responsibility to Nigeria, because as much as you have rights, you owe the country some responsibilities. And those responsibilities are some of the things, a great amount of what we, the people of Nigeria, have abdicated for a very long time. We think Nigeria will work for us without us working for Nigeria, or without us doing things that will make the country work. When we are given the opportunity to choose leaders, you choose the like of Okowa, who is a thief. Okowa, who will steal everything and leave you hungry. Okowa, who will work for the good of his own children, that these idiots are celebrating. You have to, am I not somebody's child? Are you not somebody's child? Why is it that it's not good for you, but it's good for Kowa's children? What special qualities does he have? He does not, I know that he's not from a rich family like that. His father was not the richest of men in his time. His father was a teacher. His father was a headmaster. Headmasters did not have all that type of money. Yes, but every generation improves. And if a generation improves genuinely, I don't have problem with that. Any person who makes money genuinely, I will have utmost respect for you. But if you steal from the system to be rich, I will have no respect, absolutely no respect for you. And that's what Okowa represents. And then you celebrate him foolishly, you're a fool. And that's what we are telling you, waking the Eka people, waking the people of Delta and the whole of Nigeria up, to tell these people that you are also a partner in the Nigerian project. You are also a stakeholder in the Nigerian project. Delta does not belong to Okowa. Ika does not belong to Okowa. Ika belongs to all of us. Delta belongs to all of us. Nigeria belongs to all of us. And because we are all citizens of Nigeria and partners in the Nigerian project, our opinion must count or be made to count. If they try to make it not count, we force it to count. And that is why we are supposed to be the people who have the power to choose, and not some criminals who choose themselves and breathe down on all of us. And we think it is okay. It is not okay for you to worship anybody. God did not tell you to be a slave to anyone. God gave you those rights. In addition, you have a right, or those rights are citizens of Nigeria. What are you doing with your rights? As a Nigerian, you have a responsibility to defend Nigeria against destruction by corrupt people like Okowa. Yes, it is a moral, civic, and a constitutional obligation that you owe Nigeria. And when you see things going wrong in your country, you unite, bring people together to stop it. Because we have been keeping quiet. That is why these people think that they own us, that Nigeria is their plantation, and we in it are plantation workers for them. No, you have equal rights. Forget about money. He can have all the money, that he wants, money that is stolen for that matter, and which is a reason for fighting them. Yeah, they steal from you, and then come and put it in your face, breathe down on you. Yes, it is you who have the power. So every opportunity you have to reject them, you do it, and not be their servants, not be their agents in destroying your future, not being their foot soldiers in their war against your generation. Nigerian youths, have you heard me? Are you hearing me? Now you know. You cannot say that you have not been told that you have a power. You have the power to challenge bad leaders. You have the power to challenge bad leadership. Those who steal from you. You know that they don't have all that kind of money. I'm going to read some more for you as this broadcast progresses. And I hope you are ready. And if you are just joining us for the very first time, please, again, we invite you, to subscribe to our channel. We invite you also to share this message so that it will reach as many people as possible. Take this message seriously. This is not a joke. I am not joking. I've never been known to be a joker. And I'm speaking the truth that many people find it inconvenient to speak because they want to live forever. They are afraid of Okowa's talks. They are afraid that he goes to native doctors to do medicine to kill people. But there are some people he cannot kill. And there are some people his talks cannot kill. And I speak to those talks. You talks of Okowa. You Curtis that work with him. You ask yourself a question. Where were you last year? And where are you this year? What is your plan for the future? Are you going to remain thugs? Who is paid pension from being a thug? So ask me. Yes, answer. Is being a thug, being a blind follower, being a data boy, is it a pensionable job? Your mates are in John Hopkins universities. They are in labs across the world doing great things. You are there following leader, my leader. You are calling my leader, my leader, my leader. He sends his children outside Nigeria to go to school. Yes, and they come back and get ready to become the next oppressors after their father. You are not asking yourself a question. So if you are such thugs, please don't do and ask yourself this question. Say, no, I'm going to walk away from this and divorcing myself from this system. I want a Nigeria that works. I want a Delta state that works. I want an ECA that will have free, fair, equal, and unlimited access to opportunity to its citizens. Yes, we need to stop dealing with these bandits. They are worse than the Fulani elites who found terrorism. Yes. So now they steal from the same pot with the Fulani elites. The Fulani elites have a mission to take over Nigeria by force. But Okowa and his gang of thieves steal and put the money in their pockets. And they don't give you anything to defend yourselves and defend your localities. So that is why it is easier for a Fulani young man armed with AK-47 to travel all the way from Sokoto to Abavo in Delta State to start kidnapping people on challenge, and everybody will be running into the bush for them. Okowa is a wicked man, and he's like all over Delta, including Oboriwori, Ibori, and all that. They are evil people, very wicked people, very self-centered. They rob you, and you don't know it. But I am telling you now that they have been robbing you. You need to turn yourselves against them. They don't mean well for you. They don't have your interest at heart. They are your greatest enemies. I am telling you, nobody is going to be able to tell you because everybody is scared of speaking up. But here, I am given the charge to speak up. So that is why I can't compromise. I will not. They offer me money to stop. I can't stop. I want you to be free. I want Nigeria to be free. I want Nigeria to develop a system that will give free, fair, equal, unlimited, and unconditional access to opportunity to every Nigerian to grow and develop and progress and prosper according to their levels of competencies and abilities in a non-threatening environment. That is what we enjoy here, including Nigerians born in Nigeria that migrated here. When you are here, I am not saying that there are no criminals here, but criminals here, they know where they end. You can commit it, but you must be ready to do the time. So when I go out there in the streets of America, I don't need no bodyguard. I don't need no police with AK-47. I don't have to go and rent a police to be following me up and down. No, the country is well protected. Yes. Can you say that of Nigeria? You send your children to school. You only know when you took them to school, but you are not sure until they return. Yes, that is not life. That's not how a country ought to run. It tells you that something is wrong. And what is wrong has to do with the leadership of the country. Because you choose the wrong type of people leading the country. The real leaders of Nigeria are not in power. The real leaders of Nigeria, you frustrate them. When they come for election, you tell them they have no money. I am one of the victims. I came in 2019 to run for Senate with a lot of ideas about how to turn Nigeria around. But what happened to me? What happened? Yes, The people, including people from my hometown, I am not ashamed of saying it. It's a thing of joy that I'm saying it. It's a thing of joy that I'm still in the trench fighting for you after what they did to me. I did not get up to 50 votes in my hometown. And this is my hometown that I spent over 100 million naira cash, yeah, to save from a terrorist, yes, that claims he's the king of the place. The terrorists who brought Boko Haram into our place. Yes. Well, we know what it cost us before we dislodged them. And guess who brought him back? Okowa, this Okowa. That is why I can't forgive him. He brought a terrorist that is supposed to be in jail back. Yes, because of his greed for political power. God will punish this man. Yes, for what he did to Abavo, Eka, and the Delta people. He wants to be president. He wanted to be vice president of Nigeria. Where? Which Nigeria? He wants to be senator. He has been twice. The Ika people, the Anioma people will be so stupid if they vote for this idiot to be a senator. I know you guys don't listen because you are cheap. For the most part of it, most of you are cheap. Well, if there are people, I believe there are some people who have common sense, who must stand up now and resist and tell him, no, you are not the only one. I remember in 2019, they had an ACAR convention here in Houston. That was when I was running. When they came, it was all Okowa that everybody was talking about. Me who was here, me who lives here, running for Senate. They didn't want to give me an opportunity to speak. I had to seize the microphone to speak to my people. That is how, some people tell me, oh, you don't come to ICA meeting. ICA meeting, yes. I don't hate them. I love them. But I choose where I want to be. I don't want to be anywhere where people are mischievous. ICA national meeting at that time, it was a terrible thing. Yes. And they put us in this disaster because some of them go home in search of contracts. Some of them go home in search of one favor or the other. But as a Rasta, I know, and Bob Marley said it too, never make a politician to grant you a favor. Because if you allow him, he will want to control you forever. So I hold that very dear to my heart. And my job does not require me to have anything to do with politicians, especially those who abuse the people in order for them to survive. I don't need that. And that is why I ask, those who support what I do, I say, don't give me money. Just get actively involved with us, with your love for country to free and save Nigeria. In the battle for an open Nigeria that I'm championing, I will never actively ask anybody for financial support. Because even though we need money to do a few things, we need genuine people who are willing to freely sacrifice for their country and its future as our partners. We are on a mission to inspire a radical change of the obnoxious Nigerian mentality that has incapacitated generations of Nigerians. The dismantling of the treasonously dangerous, disgusting, destructive, and arrogantly corrupt Nigerian system that has for 3 generations obstructed Nigeria from growing and developing and progressing and prospering because it was programmed to be driven by our worst, like Okowa, as leaders, to our detriment and the strategic interest and the future of our country. And so, we have vowed to never conduct ourselves the same way of those who brought us where we are today in a locked up country. Therefore, the only money I need is in true people of Nigeria who believe that what I am doing with my team of some die-hard Nigerian patriots from across cultures, and religions and from across Nigeria is right. Following me without fear or shame. Yes. And working with me by subscribing to the ONN channel, which we have dedicated to bringing the truth about Nigeria, Africa, and the whole world to our growing organic global community. This is what I represent. This is what I represent. Yes, so anything short of that is unacceptable. So, Nigerians, fellow Nigerians, join us in this struggle. Because it is only we, the people of Nigeria, that can really completely change Nigeria. America will help, like it will help. Some foreign, honest foreign interest may help, but the job, most of the job has to be done by us. London says, all right, let me see what they say here. All right, let me take a few things here to read. Oh my God, yes. Okay, Benjamin Ogoro said this. He's also a harvester. He's also an organ harvester through Data Hawk. Oh, really? Benjamin Ogro, are you the Benjamin Ogro that went to AD Grammar School with us? Yeah, if you still remember Smart Georgia. I think I remember Benjamin Ogro. I don't know if it is that particular one from Umunede. If you are the one, it's a pleasure, connecting with you again. All right. He said he's also an organ harvester through Delta Hawk. Hey, if you love to expatiate on that, please do so that we can talk more about that. London boy Larry, he said, this is the reason they create the church so they can go or running to the altar for mercy, but no forgiveness. All right. I will never celebrate a politician. Yeah, London, but thank you. Don't celebrate them. They are not worth it. Not worth it. All Nigerian politicians are thieves. All of them who are aspiring and those in position, they go there for one purpose, to destroy the country. And you can see the result. Total destruction. The country is cascading into a hell. And it's not normal. That is what they do. True politicians, true leaders build their countries. Yes, they build their countries. They made their countries heaven on earth. Do you see this? This the work of good leaders, those who care for their country, and not those whose mission is to destroy it. And Okowa comes here to see all these good things. Yes, he never sees any reason to take any of this home, to implement at home. That tells you the wickedness that drives the typical Nigerian politician. They deserve, they deserve to all be grouped, and then the people take their blessings from them. Yes, as a Niger Delta citizen, I have not benefited 10 naira. I think that too big, all these leaders think about their stomach only, letting humanity suffer. Every day, the price go down and never comes down. I agree with you. I agree with you. And this is the reason why now, if you have not been involved with organizing for a better Nigeria, please stand. And where to start is joining us here at ONN. And I hope you have taken your minute to subscribe. And we are still on Facebook at Open Nigeria, at Open Nigeria 1. Yeah, if you want to easily connect, it is the at Open Nigeria 1, just the at sign, then Open Nigeria 1. So thank you to our platform. Go there, like, and then be a part of what we are doing. And then we go from there. Because what we are trying to do is to build a critical mass of critically conscious Nigerian patriots to take down this evil Nigerian system. We cannot do it alone. We need more hands. Yes. So when we reach that level of kinetic energy, we can move and create an exodus that will be so historic to be forgotten. Yes. So that is what it is. Yes, London boy. Yes, said yes. My good friend are really far away, very far away from this thing. Yeah, and it bothers me too. The mindset of the young people in Nigeria, especially from Delta State. When I hear them speak, when I hear them write, when I read what they write, I begin to wonder what drives them. I don't know what it is that is wrong with them. I've been to South Africa. I lived in South Africa for 2 years. I've lived here for 30 years. I've been to other countries. I've taken my time to study the young people there, how they behave. I tell you, the Nigerian young person is not behaving. Not right now. Not right now. They claim it is poverty. Yes, poverty is a big part, a factor. But we have been speaking, and the internet connectivity has made it possible for you to see what the rest of the world is doing. So, are you telling me that you're not taking anything away from commingling or seeing what young people in China are doing, young people in America are doing, young people in everywhere, young people in nearby Burkina Faso? See what they are doing to make their country better. So how come it is only in Nigeria that want to destroy? Young people are involved in the destruction of Nigeria. Yes, London boy said, I have noticed that ever since Tinubu came to power, the rate of drug abuse has increased. Yeah, he's a drug man. He has no moral ground to stand up to fight against drug use. So that's what happens when any man with a broken moral fabric is in power. He works as a lame duck because he has no moral. How is he going to do it? Yes. A country where, as it stands today, an overwhelming majority of Nigerian politicians in Nigeria are criminal imbeciles, and their followers are all morons with absolutely no grain of gray matter in their brains. Yes, looking at how they behave and discuss. The most painful part of this is that majority of those robots are youths who are supposed to be super smart, looking at the ages of their brains. Yes, Nigeria is in a dire danger. Yes, Nigerian youth, I appeal to you, please, if you want to listen, this time is not about politics. This time is not about religion. This time is not about your region. It is about Nigeria. It is about your future. It is about your now. It is about your children's future. Nigerian youths, please, please abandon the corrupt politicians and their political parties and unite to seize power, seize Nigeria before anything else. If you don't do it, if you don't do it, Nigeria is not going to go anywhere. I guarantee you this. Yes, I guarantee you this. You mostly lazy and lousy Nigerian youths who no longer feel pain. Are you seeing this? If you don't wake up after this, I don't know what else is going to wake you up. Yes, yes. I don't know what else is going to wake you up. When the like of Wike will bring their children on Facebook, after they rob you, they bring their children on Facebook and be brandishing them before you the progress that they have made. And you live in squalor and below poverty line. You can't get angry. I don't know what else is going to change you. I don't know what anybody is going to tell you to wake up. I truly don't know what will change you and make you one who will stand up and do what they must do to free themselves. I truly don't. Yes, Nigeria is programmed for the benefit of criminals. And that is why the country is led by a drug dealer, a certificate forger, and an identity thief, paired with a terrorist, and represented by both violent and non-violent criminals at all levels and in all sectors of government and government-related institutions, including but not limited to the private sector, traditional and religious institutions. And the only way to change that equation or that situation is via a far-reaching system purge of the state by the people and not by the drivers of the corrupt Nigerian political system. It is you, it is me, and it is all of us that will purge this system that produce the like of Okowa, that produce the like of Atiku, that produce the like of Peter Nwoboshi, that produce the like of Ned Woko, that produce the like of all the criminals that are troubling Nigeria. Yes, it is so unfortunate that we are there where we are right now. Young people of Nigeria, it is in your hands. Yes, it is in your hand, not in any other person's hand, because it is your future that is in danger. Yes, it is your future that is endangered. Can you imagine Asari Dokubo? Can you imagine Tompolo, for instance? They say they pay him 4 billion, 4 billion every month to protect the country's oil pipelines. Where does that happen? Yes, where does that happen? This is what the people of Nigeria love and celebrate with pride. A school dropout like Tompolo and a criminal who ought to be in jail for economic sabotage, now being paid 4 billion a month for a job that a detachment of Nigerian security forces can do on their monthly salary and save the country tons of money. You are giving 4 billion to a criminal. Yes. Are you serious? Where does that happen? Can someone tell me why the evil Nigerian system that is driven by rogues must not be uprooted? Yes. The other day, the corrupt Delta State government, led by a thug, bought and handed out 65, 65 brand new SUV vehicles to traditional rulers who add absolutely no value to the economy of the, yes, in particular, and Nigeria in general. Yes. Why millions of young people, youths in the states, are unemployed and living below poverty line with their family? Something is wrong. Something is wrong with Nigeria. So you are a young Nigerian. You're from Delta State. Yes. 2 weeks ago, precisely, your Delta State government bought 65 brand new SUV. That's why you call truck. Brand new. 65 for traditional rulers. What are the traditional rulers doing in Delta State? Tell me one thing that they do. Tell me one thing that they do outside wearing long robes. They are not even no longer in custody of your cultural heritages. They are now associates of politicians. They connive with them to dupe you, to ruin your future. And millions of you young people have no jobs. You finish school, you have no jobs. They are buying 65 SUVs for them. Do you know how much one SUV costs? So if it costs 160 million each, multiplied by 65, that can build an industry. That can be given as incentives to young people who want to do business. They gave it to people who do nothing. And some of them are those who open the doors for Fulani headsmen after they collect money from them and they tell them to go into the bush. They establish their colonies from where they are kidnapping our people and raping our women. Why did your state governor do that? And you keep quiet. It can't happen here in the United States. In fact, the money will never be appropriated. Lawmakers here, they drive themselves. They live a very frugal life. They don't appropriate their money for themselves. They don't earn more money than the president. They don't even earn anything near what the president earns. They are happy to go there to serve their people. They go there with a mission to serve. They go there with the mission driven by what they would do in healthcare, what they will do to improve education, what they will do to improve uh, um, in the energy power distribution and power generation. They go there to do what they can do to improve social security. Yes, they go there to talk about how the next generation of young people will be better drivers of America. Everything that they do is centered on these ideologies. What is the ideology that drives politics in Nigeria? Why do you have senators who don't know what they are doing beyond going there to amass money? Why the people live below poverty line? You see a school dropout who is in the state assembly, who is in the national assembly. He earns 500 times what a university professor that took over 20 years to get to the point of getting a PhD earns. And you think it's not an emergency that should be resolved? Yes. What do they go there to do? To go waste time, talk nonsense, and then come out? Yes. And that is why politics is the biggest, highest paying industry in Nigeria. And that's the reason why your country is being run down. So what are you doing? And you think it's not your business to wake up? Yes. It's not your business to wake up. How can Tompolo be paid that type of money and you are a Niger Delta youth and you follow him blindly? You follow him blindly. Your region is choking with the environmental pollution that nobody is doing anything to address. You don't have hospitals to manage some of the diseases that oil exploitation and exploration has created. Yes, only him gets 4 billion a month. And so, which means that the whole of Niger Delta is settled because he's a thug. They settle the thugs, but not the people. And you say you are a youth from Delta State, you are a youth from River State, you are a youth from Akwa Ibom State, you are a youth from Cross River State, you are a youth from everywhere in Nigeria, and you cannot stand up and ask questions. Why is your government involved in this wasteful spending, supporting criminals in a country that has an army? What is the use of the Air Force? What is the use of the Navy? What is the use of the armed forces? And you know what? That tells you how much Nigeria has collapsed. Now, let me read the story that led to the Tompolo issue. Nigerian government, through NMPC, pays, they call him High Chief Government of Yazid Mahmoud Tompolo, 4 billion naira every month. That's 48 billion naira annually for one job to protect oil pipelines in Nigeria or in the Niger Delta. And the cash out did not start today. It started way back when Buhari was president. And the government continued the patronage to the warlord they call repentant militant. He's a terrorist and criminal in 2023 when they came to power. Tompolo is so liquid that he can afford to bring any least celebrity to the Riverine Baramatu where he stays. Obi Kubana and E-Money, not some stupid idiots, were his guests not quite long ago. And these men traveled by boat to meet Tompolo when they arrived in Delta State. Only God knows how much Tompolo paid for the appearance for Obi Kubana and E-Money to embark on such a risky journey. Last year, during the last Delta State Security Summit, good, Tompolo was the special chief launcher. Yes, special chief. And he dropped a 10 billion naira donation quietly without any noise or fanfare, showing the scale of his liquidity. Nigeria's richest man, Aliko Dangote, once mentioned that there are actually Nigerians who are more liquid than he is. And I think he has the likes of Tompolo in mind when he made the assertion. One man, a repentant militant, is a super liquid and a billionaire because we live in a dysfunctional society. Yes, Nigeria is so dysfunctional. Criminals run Nigeria. The country was established for the good of criminals. And then the good people are so scared. My brother was telling me that I spoke with this early morning, a brother who lives in Houston with me, telling me that I should understand that when I go home and stuff like that, all these things that I'm doing, as if I'm doing something wrong. Yes, criminal, because he deals with the criminals. Maybe they give him something, whenever I go. I don't have any business aligning myself with criminals. I don't need anything from them. My best way of defending myself against them is not to have anything to do with them. I don't take anything from them. I don't need anything from them. If I need anything and they are the last people to give it for me to live, I will prefer to die. Yes, if I can kill myself at that point, I will do it so that I won't bring that shame to myself, to want to come down to the level of a criminal, to ask him for help. No, I will. I'm a Spartan, I'm a soldier. I will take care of myself if we get to that point. So that is why they don't know who I am. And then I want to tell our people that those who boast of violence, who think that they have the monopoly of doing crazy things, I think they underrate some of us because they don't know what we are capable of doing. So I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not scared of doing what is right. I am doing what I was asked to do. I was inspired. I refused this job for a very long time until something happened and I had to take it. And I'm going to do it today. I pray and hope that in my lifetime that the benefit of my work will become realizable. So likes of Okowa will never smell access to power again in Nigeria. We have great, exceptional Nigerians everywhere in Nigeria. Yes, we should make use of them to advance the cause of our country and its people. That is why how countries grow. That is why America is great. That's why Dubai is where it is. Yes, that is why Kuwait is where it is. That is where I don't want to call France because France and UK they stole from Africa. So I'm not going to. Yeah, they stole and they are still stealing from Africa. But that is why China and other great countries are growing. But Nigeria is a mess on all fronts and in all sectors, and it's so disgusting. And it's people like Okowa that make it happen. And all of you, yes, who support them blindly because of tribalism, because of the little change you get, well, hell is going to be let loose, and you will find out how how wrong you have been all this while. They are the reason. The type of Okowa are the reasons why Fulanis, who call themselves, they gang up in Fulanis, elites. They say they are northern leaders. Northern leaders who do not take cognizance of people from other parts of the north. Yeah, so three Fulanis will come together, issue a statement that northern leaders have spoken. They did not involve the Baron man, they didn't involve the thief man, they didn't involve the Idoma man, they didn't involve the Igala man, they didn't involve the Nupe man, they didn't involve other the Jukuns and other tribes in the north. How they come about that they are the leaders of the north. And so when they speak, the whole north are spoken. And then when they are talking about election, corruption, he's not going to wake up to ask them any of such questions. Why are you always ganging up when you are truly not the faces of the north? He's not going to ask. So we need some thugs with minds of their own. We need some intellectual thugs to be the face of our leadership. That is what I'm telling our people. We have for a very long time deceived ourselves. And that is why everything is crumbling around us. Can you imagine somebody traveling from Sokoto, traveling from Medugri to come and cause mayhem in Asaba? cause mayhem at Ogwashiku, go as far down as Abraka to cause the kind of war that they created there. And they went away scot-free. Nobody was accosted. Nobody was arrested. Can you leave Agbo? Can you leave Abavo? Can you leave Ogwashiku to go to Kano to create the type of mayhem Fulani are creating in Nigeria? Ask yourself that question. If you cannot, if you cannot ask yourself that question, something is wrong with your brain. Something is wrong with your brain. And all these are happening because of the type of people you send as your representatives. They bring some of the heinous criminals to the National Assembly from who are Fulanis to stifle every discussion that takes place in the Senate and the House of Representatives. You are not seeing it. You send Ned Nwoko Dilma, give him money, and then that's all. Yes, nobody is a Akpabio. They are Senate president. What are they doing? Yes, but the same people who steal from the same pot with them, they take some of the money and give it to young Fulanis, send them into the bush to be harassing and blackmailing Nigeria. But your own from Ika, Okowa and Co., your own from Aniocha, your own from Undokwa, they don't come up with anything. No defense strategy for their people. And you are so happy to be slaves to them. Shame on you. Now, where are the true traditional rulers? Traditional rulers in Nigeria? Please, if you ask me, America does not have traditional rulers. That is one reason America is moving forward. We have too many gods to worship in Nigeria. Redundant gods who are not doing anything. So whoever wants, get angry. I am a revolutionary. Revolutionaries don't behave the way of the majority. We stand away because we speak the truth that some people don't want to hear. But along the lines, what we speak come to pass. So ask yourself a question today. Why are you a slave to so many people who are not doing anything to help you, who do not represent your interests? Yes, who take, and never give you. So why can't you pause for a minute to say, no, we are not doing this anymore. We are not giving anymore. Yes. So when you choose bad leaders like Okowa, there are prices to pay. Yes. And that is why my mind is made up about where I stand on issues about Nigeria. My mind is made up about the struggle for peace through equal rights and justice in Nigeria for all Nigerians. Or we dissolve the country to end the raging Fulani elites masterminded genocide across its territorial space. No threats, no threats of arrest by any illegal government or turbaned lazy clowns driven by their arrogance and ignorance can stop me because my mission is very simple, clear and unambiguous. And everybody except the rogues, exploiters, and the robbers and killers of Nigeria wants it. My mission, the mission is called Open Nigeria. And it simply means growth and development, progress and prosperity, and peace and security through justice for all Nigerians who are entitled as citizens of Nigeria to free, fair, equal, unlimited, and unconditional access to opportunity to grow and develop. Yes, yes, and thrive. Yes, progress and prosper according to their abilities and levels of competency in a non-threatening environment for their own good and for the common good of the country from generation to generation. If it is a crime, I am happy to commit it and I'm going to continue to commit it. Let those who want to arrest, if they can, arrest me. Those who could not, who have not been able to arrest Bello Truji since the past 3 years. And he goes on the killing spree every day. You are lazy. If you make me your target of arrest, yes. So when I come to Nigeria, I pray that hopefully soon I will be in Nigeria. So you come with this nonsense about arrest. Well, let's see how it goes. Yes, I am not a fugitive. I am speaking the truth to my people, and my people deserve to know the truth. My mind is made, and there's no going back. So whoever doesn't like it, though, if you care so much about my safety and my life, join me in this struggle. Because the more we are, the more intimidating we will become. And those who threaten to arrest and kill us will become the hunted. They will be on the run. But don't come telling me you don't love me if you tell me how I'm going to die, how I'm going to be arrested. I will look at you and scoff because you are not genuine. You are not honest. And I make myself. I have no plan to live in my physical cabin, but I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave something behind for which I'll be remembered. Yes, and that is where I am. Yes, I am tired of seeing people celebrate Tampolo, even as criminal as he is. I am tired, and I feel enraged every day. I see young people celebrating Asari Dokubo. I am tired and really frustrated seeing Nigerians watch Gumi disrespect them every day, and nobody is doing anything about it. No, it will not be that type. I will not be that type of Nigeria. And God help them, assuming tomorrow I am made president of Nigeria. These elements will cease to exist in Nigeria. They are existing because they are in cahoots with the criminals holding our country hostage. Otherwise, no government will keep watch. It will look the other way with the likes of Tompolo, with the likes of Asari Dokubo, with the likes of Gumi, with the likes of Saad Abubakar making provocative statements, and they are now held accountable. No government, what its meaning will allow that. It can. It's not happening. Nobody's doing anything to them because you have a corrupt government run by criminals. So it is your fault, Nigerians, for what you are reaping what you sowed. We warned you. It's not today. We didn't just start warning you today. We warned you there are consequences of choosing the wrong type of leadership. We warned you that when a country gets to the point where it cannot punish crimes and criminals, that country is as good as gone. That is where we are today. Yes, that is where we are today. It is our fault. We brought this upon ourselves. So it's either we stand up now and deal decisively with it, or we will continue to suffer and cry. Yes, like I told you, there's a limit to which America will do for Nigeria. Nigeria must do for itself. And Nigerians doing for themselves. We inspire America to do more. Everybody wants America to come and act. It's not normal that America is coming to act on your behalf. It's not normal. You are supposed to do your own part, do your own business, so that when you go to the world stage, you can stand truly and say, I am a sovereign and independent nation. But we cannot say that when we are so handicapped and cannot protect our weak people. We cannot protect our farmers. And America is taking charge. Yes, it's not normal. It is not normal. It is not normal. We have to do some introspection. We have to look at ourselves. What did I contribute as an individual? Why have I been so quiet? Why am I not organizing to oppose this corrupt system? Why do all of us have to agree to follow evil? Why has evil become a norm in our country? Why have we decided to that only evil men will lead our country? Not just at one level, at all levels, from the councillorship to the presidency. I know about Delta State, but I know that it's not different anywhere. Yes. How come good people now run? Good people are now afraid of speaking up because of bad people with the daggers, bad people who control the armed forces. Our armed forces have become a debt collecting agency. Yes, When you have a problem with someone, somebody is owing you, you go to the barrack, get a soldier, they'll beat him blue black in order to collect your money. Yes, that is not what is society supposed to be. Problem. Problem. Nigerians have a problem. Beautiful country, great country, great country, great country. I don't know any country that has the potential Nigeria has. We have been hearing, oh, Nigeria is potentially great, potentially great. When are we going to reap the greatness of Nigeria? Through our silence and our conspiracy of silence, when we brazenly and consciously choose criminals over good people as our leaders? Yes, yes. I remember when I ran for Senate, I came home. I didn't have soldiers guiding me. I didn't have police following me everywhere. I went out there because I did not represent any type of physical threat to anybody. But you know what? I escaped 4 kidnap attempts. They made 4 attempts to kidnap me. And those kidnappers were traceable to Okowa because he was not happy that I did not come to seek his blessing before I ran for Senate. He told my people that I was running against him. He was running to be a governor. I was running to be a senator because they have shared power in their corrupt Neoma arrangement. The power will revolve between him and Waboshi. He was terrified that I put my heart in the race. My people with whom I have worked for 4 years, all of a sudden turned against me. It's not like I did anything wrong. It's not like they hate me. It's not like they didn't know that I was the best. Even some of the candidates in the race from other parties told me, you are the only one in this race. And legally, I was the only one in the race because the rest of them had one legal problem in the court or the other related to how their party primaries came. Yes, that was an election that I ought to win with ease. But they did what they knew best. Yes, and the people, fell for it. It's sad. Look at where they are right now. 2 years into his tenure, Waboshi was arrested, prosecuted, and found guilty by the same system that is a part of some bigger sharks decided to eat him, and Okowa had a hand in it. Yes, yes. They put him in jail for 2 years. Delta North that I was supposed to be representing, if not they did what they did not have a senator. Yes, 2 years. And then when Mwaboshi came out from jail, he was silenced. Then another charlatan came in, Ned Woko, the one that isn't there now, mosquito killers. Very, very, very controversial man. Then Regina Daniel one day says, killing mosquitoes the other day, and all kinds of controversies around him. And then one who is a total dictator. He went and they said they are talking about creation of state. Who wants to create a state in the kind of mess Nigeria is? Is this state creation that is going to solve Nigeria's problem? And then he started this dictatorial thing. He wants to breathe down on the people. He unilaterally is moving to sabotage the Igbos inside the central Igbo of Nigeria, southeast of Nigeria, by bringing an Anioma state to be tied to the southeast. What kind of nonsense is that? Who is bothering us where we are? The reason is because it's on a paid job to frustrate the Igbos from getting their own state. Those people are supposed to be having 2 states because Nigeria has how many? 6 geopolitical regions. The rest of them have six states, but the Igbos, yes. Now Ned Woko wants to come and create confusion for them. And I said, no, we can't do this. Now they will tell you you are an enemy. He went and bought up a lot of young Igbos from, I think, around the Onitsha area. He paid them money. He invested a lot of money just to tell you how his personal interest beclouds his sense of judgment. And these people will be attacking everywhere on the social media until the Asaba of Asaba decided to pull out. Yes, he saw the truth behind what Ned was doing. So when you have this type of leaders leading you, where do you go? It's a mess. And unfortunately, our people don't see beyond their nose. And that's why these people are having a feed day, destroying them. And a country where you see somebody like the ex-governor of Kano State is a deputy governor. Look at what he wrote. This is a digression. That to tell you how the kind of people leading Nigeria, that's how they led the country to hell. As deputy governor of Kano said, Islamic principles can solve Nigeria's challenges. What are those Islamic principles? Is Nigeria an Islamic state? You see the kind of person. So you see that type of person, and tomorrow he's going to want to run to be president of Nigeria. And a lot of time he will get it. And then like Buhari, he will start implementing Islamic principles in a secular state. So this is how Nigeria is right now. Nigeria needs to go back to the drawing board and draw up something that the people of Nigeria will believe in, something that the people of Nigeria will hold to together as one thing that drives and unifies the system. Our founding fathers did a terrible job because they were all greedy. They didn't put the country on the pathway to nationhood. They were much more interested in controlling their tribal areas of influence. They were more, one of them was a religious bigot driven by hate. The only one that had a national flair, Nnamdi Azikiwe, did not have the type of support he needed. And if you look at the trajectory of what happened in Nigeria, in the 1959 election, the NCNC, led by Nnamdi Azikiwe, won the election in the southwest of Nigeria, that's predominantly Yorubas. In addition to winning at the southeast of Nigeria and other parts of Nigeria. Some people got threatened. And then overnight, all the seats won by the NCNC, they all defected to the tribal political party led by Obafemi Awolowo. That was where the trouble started. There was fierce fight. The trouble that led to the coup, 1966 coup, started in the West. There was no problem elsewhere in the country. Those who were opposed to that mass defection got angry, and the battle started. People started beating themselves with acid. When you hear "wait here" and all that, that was how it started. That's how the tribal politics too seized Nigeria, and then this thing started getting worse. Yes, and the person who spearheaded, who instigated that was Amadu Bello from the north, the northern premier, the hateful, anti-Igbophobic. Yes, he was the one who instigated that because he wanted to do what to take over the government. A Yoruba man that they thought was a better administrator of what he was said to have done in the southwest of Nigeria. Yes, this is how sad the situation in Nigeria is. There has to be a generation that will say no, that we are tired of this. It has not helped us, and it's not going to help us. It's not never ever going to help us. It's either we do this thing right now, or we let the country, everybody goes his way in order that we save lives. Because we cannot continue this patch and leak Nigeria. This patch and leak Nigeria is the reason we have the type of trouble that we are having. This patch and leak Nigeria is the reason where criminals dictate the future of the country, where we now have something as obnoxious as a rotational presidency, we now power rotation. When the world is using their best to administer their countries, we are rotating power. They will say, oh, power between North and South. Power between North and South in one country. In here in the United States, when I first came here, Bill Clinton from Arkansas was president, and Albert Gore from Tennessee, in the next door neighbor, they have open border, with Arkansas, was his vice president. America did not go up in flames. I did not even hear anyone from other parts of the United States raising a finger asking why are they from two neighboring states. No, it tells you how mentally retarded the people of Nigeria has been made. Yes, by these criminals, because they are all retards. Okowa is a retard. Atiku is a retard. Muhammadu Buhari is a retard. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a retard. So when you have retards leading a country, they will lead the country to hell. Nobody is thinking about the progress of the country. Nobody thinks that the best has to be in places where they can use their abilities and competency to create access to opportunity for the people of Nigeria to advance the cause of the country in a manner that will be recurrent for the good of the country from generation to generation. That is how great countries are built. Yes. So now you tell me, oh, the South has it. It's going to be for the North. Now, who is going to be from the North? An idiot like Buhari was. A criminal, an idiot, a retard like Bola Ahmed Tinubu is right now. That's why, because rotation does not bring about the type of competition that will put the first at the forefront of emerging as a leader or as leaders. Yes. Rotation is a thing of retrogressive consensus that will bring the worst from one part of the country to lead the country as a lame duck because he did not emerge through the will of the people of the country. We should change that system. And instead, all of us raise our consciousness to know what is best for us and go for those type of people as the leaders of our country. Otherwise, Nigeria will soon cease to exist. Nigeria has hit the rock and it's not going to move forward. Nigeria has hit the rock and it's not going to move forward unless and until the people of Nigeria decide the best way to lead their country. Yes. If you don't do it, if we don't do it, the earlier we do it, the better. Let me show you something. For someone who comes from Delta State, let me show you a trajectory of what has been happening. You see this picture? That was ex-president Umar Yar'Adua. All right. The next person, like I would say, is James Onanefe Ibori. Ibori stole money from Delta State coffers to fund the presidential campaign of Umar Yar'Adua, a Fulani. Yes. for him to succeed Obasanjo. Stole a lot of money from Delta State to fund that mess. Now, let me see another one here. You see this one? Okay, let me just you see this one? Abubakar Atiku, another Fulani, ran to be president of Nigeria in 2023. And guess who sponsored his presidential ambition? Ifeanyi Okowa. Ifeanyi Okowa stole 150 billion naira to fund Atiku's presidential aspiration in 2023 because he wanted to be vice president to him. So what is wrong? Delta State is the highest recipient of financial resources from the Federation account of Nigeria. Delta State is not supposed to have the type of unemployment among its youths. Yes. Yes. Look at the pair. Ibori sponsored Yaradua. Two governors from Delta states funding the ambition of two Fulanis who don't care about Nigeria. But Yaradua, they say he's a good man. He actually confessed that the money that brought him, how he came to power, was not clean. But Atiku will not never confess. So Delta money has been wasted like wantonly. Ibori was one who stole the Delta State blind for 8 years, unrelenting. When he finished, he handed over to his cousin. The stealing spree. From Odoa, we got to Okowa, who took the stealing to the highest level before he handed to Oboriwori, that is he's shadowing him because Oboriwori knows a lot about what Okowa stole because he was part of the stealing ring. This is your state, you Deltans. This is the Oboriwori, the current governor of Delta State. He's a thug. Yes, thug. Delta State has so many bright people, so many high-profile intellectuals. Look at the people, the type of people that govern them. Thank you. People with stealing tendencies. This one was the one who went on. I don't know how much money was put into that show of shame that they did on the 19th of January, flagging off of the construction of a bridge, a flyover on a bad road to nowhere. Yes, I get you. I bet you it cost some millions of naira, if not even billion, to put up that shame with some of the most terrible traditional rulers everywhere, some of the worst politicians, some of the most terrible criminals in our place. And yet there's our one of our brothers from who lives in California celebrating this absurdity. He needs to be deported from California. For real. He needs to be deported. from where he is so he can go to that hell in Nigeria and dwell there. Yes, for real. I mean, Donald Trump should really, if he needs, his ass needs to be deported. For someone who lives a good life, who drives on good roads, who flies over great bridges, to be applauding a criminal for exploiting our people in Nigeria. And the people are clapping. This is so sure shame. How can a state run like this progress? How can a state in the hands of criminals progress? And Okowa wants to go to the Senate to do what? When he was there for 4 years, what did he do? When he was governor for 8 years, what did he do? They called him roadmaster. All the roads he constructed have all packed up. Yes. Tell Nigerians what will stir their minds, what will wake them up. Seriously, what will wake Nigerians up to stop this, to end this hell that they chose to live in? What will wake the people of Nigeria up? I'm trying to find out what will wake my people in Nigeria up. What message have we not told them? What is it about the rights that we have not explained to them? Why will someone wake up to choose to be poor in the midst of his country's plenty? Nigeria, by no chance, is not a poor country. Why can't Nigerians come together? What is this about religion? What is this about tribalism? What is this about nepotism? How come the young people in Nigeria are not seeing? So they are on the internet every day. What do they go there to do? What are they learning? What are they taking away? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with the people of Nigeria? What's wrong with those in my age bracket? How come people don't speak the truth anymore in Nigeria? That criminals like Okowa are leaders that they worship. One more thing. There's somebody from Ejike Naji. I'm quoting him. He said, ex-governor Okowa said he gave Atiku Abubakar the campaign team 100 billion and bought the vice presidential ticket for 8 billion. Also, he gave the party screening committee 3 billion to clear Sheriff and himself. He said he was responsible for Atiku's trip to 36 states using Elumelu as his front man. Atiku's son was the person picking up the funds in dollar from Delta State to Abuja. Investigation continues. I think this was a part of the statements that he made when he was in EFCC custody. And today, not much is being said about us. This man borrowed 150 billion naira using the name of Delta State, using the future of the children of Delta State. To fund Atiku's presidential campaign. And the people, my people, especially my Eka people, very, very funny people for the most part of it. I can't be your type of Eka man. I can't be. They don't see anything wrong with this. They don't know that they are being robbed too. A criminal does not care about his brother. A criminal does not care about his community. A criminal does not care about his country. A criminal on purpose hurts everybody. And that is what Okowa has been doing since the past nearly 30 years. It's time to stop him. I can't stop him by myself. If it was a physical thing, yes, I know that I'll have the physical power to overpower him, to stop him. But this is a collective work for a man who has robbed us collectively, who has robbed the Abavo people, who has robbed the Eka people, who has robbed the people of Delta North, who has robbed the state, and by extension, Nigeria. It will take a collective action, a collective effort by all of us to stop him. I don't hate him. I swear to God Almighty. But I am a Nigerian. I am fighting for my space in Nigeria. I'm fighting for my own children who will come to Nigeria as proud children of Smart Mado Ajaja to say, yes, there was a time my father stood up. Yes. I don't want them to come and be looked upon as the second-class citizens of Nigeria. I want them to be proud of my work. And they have sacrificed immensely for what I do. They know the threat that I face every day. I can't turn back. Yes, they know that I am not there physically with them all the time because I have to work for Nigeria. They have made immense contributions. But you, a car person, you from Delta North, you from Delta State, you from everywhere in Nigeria, watching me today, what are you willing to give for the liberation of Nigeria? What are you willing to give for the liberation of Delta State? Delta State is not owned by just me. It is owned by all of us. And we must contribute our own quota. The time for silence is over. It is time for action. Okowa's children are not better than you. They are not smarter than you. And so they must not enjoy the benefit of Nigeria more than you. Yes, when put in the same level, I believe you majority of you will excel better than them. Yes, they are beneficiary of theft by their father from you. Yes, Okowa and his likes should not enjoy peace. They should not enjoy safety on the streets of a Delta and everywhere in Nigeria where they find themselves, from the east, west, north, and south, because they have destroyed our country. They have destroyed our country. They have wrecked our country. And they have no right. A man who has a 1.3 trillion naira question to answer should not be so audacious to come and want to lead you, and you keep quiet because not them, and there's nothing anyone can do. Here comes London boy Larry. Okowa is owing all the public school staff in the entire state, even in my mother community. They have closed the government school, secondary school there, called Idenre Grammar School. I'm not scared of Okowa. No, you should not be. If Ibori try a bit, but Okowa is not about. Ibori is a thief. He's their commander. It started all for him. They all came to steal. He should not develop just only his state, his hometown. The money is our money. He has no right to appropriate our money to his own pocket. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, London Bury. We should not hide criminals because they don't care about us. They may be our brothers. They may be our sisters. They may come from our hometown, but they are criminals. They are no good. They should, in fact, die. Yes, they should die for what they did to us, what they did to our children. Yes, yes, fellow Nigerians, the people of Africa, and those watching us from everywhere on the surface of this earth. I wish to use this medium to say a huge thank you for being part appealing seriously. For you who has not subscribed to our channel to do so. Yes, our work is not an easy work. We don't force people to give us things. But if you feel from your heart of heart that what we are doing is germane and you want to support our cause, how to support us include sending us super thanks, sending us gifts, from where you see on our channel right there, and supporting our affiliates. Because when you buy any of the product that our affiliates advertise on our during our stream, they give us a percentage of it, to expand our mission. So those are how we make money. So we add value to everything that we do. We don't take money from drug dealers. We don't take money from those who steal from the people. We accept, offers, gifts from people who care about humanity just as much as we do. That is how we move, and that is how we develop. So, and you can also join our membership. Our membership is growing, and we thank all those who have joined and all those who will join today, to help us advance the cause of our work. We do a lot of charity work in Nigeria. We support people, young, poor Nigerians, again, because I understand one of the biggest problems in Nigeria is poverty. And then when people are poor, really, there's not much they can do. So that is a part of the problem that they have. They weaponize their poverty in Nigeria. And because they weaponize poverty, the people get desperate and do everything desperate for their survival. So we want to build an open Nigeria economy, an ONN economy, to support those people who are deserving of our support, so we can win more souls. So our work is more of an evangelical work that we do, to support this mission. So everything that you can do to help us, grow and expand our reach will be highly, highly appreciated. And before I leave, I'm going to read one more article and expand on it about what my experience was in 2019 and going into where I am today. And I'm very happy and proud of the accomplishments, our accomplishments. Yes, very, very happy. I am not corrupt. I am not perfect, but I have a high dose of integrity. I don't mislead people. I don't tell you anything that you want to hear. And I don't want to say anything because I want to say it in order for people to applaud me. I speak the truth. And I believe that that's what Nigeria needs today. I am deeply concerned about the way Nigeria is spiraling out of control. It's not a joke, it is serious. Nigeria is fast spiraling out of control because of the tragedy of leadership and our own conspiracy of silence as a people who ought to know their basic human rights and their rights as citizens of Nigeria and their duties to Nigeria. So, we have to be very emphatic about this, and that is the reason we have Open Nigeria. Yes, and Open Nigeria runs on four legs. The legs of one, understanding your basic human right. The leg of understanding your right as citizens of Nigeria. The leg of responsibility that as a Nigerian, you are supposed to be responsible, and responsible to your country. Defend your destroyers. Necessarily don't necessarily come from outside. The destruction from fellow citizens of Nigeria is most hurtful than what somebody from outside would want to do. Because the outsider will not come to do any destructive work without conniving with the ones inside. And that is why we must be vigilant as citizens. Don't allow political party partisanship to blind you to doing the right thing for your country. That you belong to APC, PDP, or ADC or Labour Party does not mean that when you see a member of your party or the leadership of your party doing anything that will compromise national security in your country, and you keep quiet because they're members of your party. I think that was why the first time I ran into trouble. When I first joined APC, I thought APC was a good party because some of my friends were in it, and I was activists, and a lot of them were activists. I thought they were genuine people until I discovered that they were not. And I discovered too that the party was a terrorist party. I couldn't be there. And what fast tracked my departure from the party was when Senator Omo Agege was induced by Muhammadu Buhari to violently go into the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to violently remove the mace. Yes, with thugs. And the police could not do anything. They were out there. They strolled in there, took the mace, and desecrated the Senate. And a few days later, the mace was found on in the streets of Gwagwalada near Abuja. That's the worst anybody can do to his country. And he couldn't try it here in the United States because the snipers right there will shoot him. But he did it in arctic connivance with the police, and he got away with it. A year later, he was rewarded with the position of a deputy Senate president. Yes, that was Omar Ageke. So, as a member of the party, I rose up as a citizen of Nigeria to criticize him that what he did was a treasonous act for which he ought to be arrested and sentenced to prison. Some party members did not like it. I remember my campaign coordinator at the time called me aside. He said, "You don't criticize members of your party." I said, and then I asked him, "Is the party a cult? If it is a cult, I don't want to belong to a cult. My country first before anything. My country is country first before anything. Country over everything. Country first." This is what Nigerians don't know. Country first. The country, Nigeria first. First before anything. First before your religion. Nigeria first, because Nigeria guarantees you the identity you have. Nigeria guarantees you the space you enjoy. Yes, Nigeria guarantees you the arable land. And your religion does not guarantee you all that. No. Nigeria first. That was what drove me. So when he told me that I was not supposed to criticize my party member, I started looking at him with another eye. It wasn't too long. I fired him. We ended our relationship because I could not stomach being told to behave like I'm in a cult. Yes. And in another month, I saw clearly APC for what it was. So I had to leave the party. Yes. But I'm going to talk about my experience with political parties in Nigeria in another stream. I went to the AAC. AAC, led by Omoyele Sowore. I discovered something new too. Yeah, that Nigerians truly do have some really serious problem with power and how they manage power. So I ran my senatorial race to conclusion in the AAC. All right, so I left APC and they connived against me. High-wired connivance against my candidate. I was supposed to be the senator, seriously. There was no way I could not be, but for their conspiracy against me. They were calling me an Americana, that if they allowed me into the Senate, that was going to cause trouble in Nigeria. Yes. And I was really going to cause a revolution from inside. That was what I wanted to be. So maybe perhaps somebody told them or preempted them. They started calling me an American. They started calling me that I'm an agent of America, just like they say that I am an agent of America today. But I don't care. It is the best thing to be an agent of America right now. And my voice here in the United States has helped a lot of things that is shaping in Nigeria right now. So I don't regret my being here at all. Yes, anything that I have to do to help Nigeria get out of this mess that it is in, I will do it. I sure will do it, including the invasion of Nigeria. Since the people of Nigeria have become so weak to stand up for themselves, if the United States decide and makes up its mind, because we have to convince them on the reason why they must invade Nigeria, I will be at the forefront of it. That is how committed to the cause of the liberation of Nigeria is. You make some people will look at it from an unpatriotic standpoint. But what is the meaning of patriotism? When you are patriotic inside a country as your leader, which is not patriotic, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's patriotism is to France, not to Nigeria. All right? So he's watching there. Our people are being massacred. People are being kidnapped. People are being killed inside the churches. And the moderate Muslims are being massacred. He's not able to do anything. Now, between me and him, who is more patriotic? Between me and those who are complaining because of a fear of what they are going to lose when a new order comes, who is more patriotic? So if Nigeria has to be invaded, and a negotiated invasion in a manner that will not negatively impact the people of Nigeria on a long-term basis, tell you bet I will approve of it. Because that country right now is, I must tell you, you know, if you don't know, you can pretend all you want. The country, we have lost Nigeria. And it's going to take a lot of work to recapture the country. And that is why we have a choice to make. Either we, the people of Nigeria, stand up and do it for ourselves, or external forces that has it's not just a little love for Nigeria. They want stability so that they will continue to get mineral resources from Nigeria. They will have to do it. But the only country that I will support to do it is the United States. I won't support China to come into Nigeria to invade Nigeria because that will come with a huge cost. China does not care about the environment. I'm sure if you are an African or anywhere in Nigeria where Chinese are going, you see the destruction they are bringing about. They don't give a damn about you. All right? You don't want France in your country. France is a destroyer. So that's what it is. Britain has been destroying Nigeria. So those who talk about sovereignty, Nigeria has never had sovereignty. We have never had a territorial integrity. Our oil has never been put to the best use of Nigeria. So when you tell me America wants to take a Nigerian 1.3 trillion, and then on top of a 150 billion naira he stole, yet to buy a red hat, an Igbo red hat given to him by Fulani. Igbos refused to do in 2023. Automatically, he became an Igbo man. Yes. Now, why is he not sustaining his Igbo-ness? Just to tell you that this guy is a fraudster. And that is why I am standing against him. I don't hate him, but he can go to hell if he says I hate him. Somebody has to do this work, and I'm doing it. We did it in 2023. We denied him access to the vice presidency of Nigeria. We are going to deny him access to the Senate. But again, I cannot do it by myself. You have to agree with me and align with me to stop him and stop others. We need a fresh start in that place. We need a brand new person. I cannot run for Senate right now because if I go to Nigeria to run for Senate, it means I'm validating Bola Ahmed Tinubu because he's not my president. I don't recognize him as my president or the president of Nigeria. So if I go and do anything, like a lot of people are calling me, hey, this is the time for you. Come and run for Senate, come and run for president. I will laugh. I said, no, I will not. Because if I do it, it means I'm violating my principle. I am violating what I believe in. I'll be validating Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who never won an election, but went from the back doors through the connivance with the Fulani elites led by corrupt and morally bankrupt Saad Abubakar in Sokoto and his acolytes to become the president of Nigeria. I cannot be that type of person. So, but for those who believe that there's going to be 2027, which I doubt, my spirit has not shown me 2027. My spirit is showing me a mass rebellion of the Nigerian people against the madness that is going on in Nigeria. Sanity has to come to Nigeria. Nobody is happy. The whole world is worried about Nigeria, the way the country is fanning out. So nobody is expecting Uhuru. Nobody is wanting. Look, those who are talking about Peter Obi. Peter Obi is a good man. There's no doubt about that. Very good man. Very good man. But Peter Obi, if you hand over Nigeria to him, the way Nigeria is right now, with all these criminals surrounding him, he will not perform. He will not perform. Nigeria is at a point where somebody has to press the reset button. I can press it. Yes. But Peter Obi will not be able to press that reset button. One, because he's a politician. He's going to want to appease Atiku. He's going to want to appease El Rufai, a terrorist who brought one of those who brought Fulani militias into our country. He wants to impress Issa Pantami, a known terrorist in the from the Global Intelligence Committee. Yes, yes. So, and he wants to appease David Mark. Okay, the other one, Amechi Rotimi. So they can't be. That system has to be dismantled first before Peter Obi can be a good president. So he will be able to work for the people of Nigeria without anything. If Peter Obi is handed the presidency of Nigeria, I can tell you Atiku wants to nominate ministers for him. And then he nominates whoever he likes that nobody will be able to control. One, they are incompetent and cannot do the job because they don't love the country. We need a brand new system in Nigeria. That is what I'm advocating for. They say I am organizing a rebellion. Yes, I am. A right to self-defense. The right, our self-defense will never defeat this monster in an election. This ugly monster holding Nigeria hostage. No, you will not. From the periphery, he bought everything that needed to be bought. He bought the army. He bought the traditional rulers. He bought the judiciary. He bought everybody to become president. Now he has the levers of power in his hand. Did you hear him boast the other day that for anybody to remove him as a president, it has to be a war? Yes, it has to be a war. A war. Yes. It has to be a war. So I am not afraid of saying that. I will say it over and over and over and over again because I'm not a coward like many people in Nigeria are, and some Nigerians outside here who want to continue to go to Nigeria. That's their priority. Yeah, they want to just continuously go to Nigeria and have their fun. Or maybe some of them have businesses. It doesn't matter as long as their businesses are running. The rest of Nigeria can go to hell. I'm not about that. I'm not like that kind of person. I want the people to progress. So if I decide to do business, my business will run like a normal business will run. Nigeria is right now in disarray. Nobody should be in love with what is in disarray. We should look for a way to fix the problem. And one thing we must do is to press the reset button. So if hell likes, let that hell come down. After a while, the hell will settle, and everybody will understand the need to work for Nigeria. I don't want a Nigeria led by those who are being sponsored by Hamas to destroy churches in Nigeria, to destroy moderate Muslims in Nigeria. Yes, I want Nigerians ruled by Nigerians. Nigerians who love their country for what their country, Nigerians who are ready to defend their country because the country is working for them. Yes, but this is a country that is not working for us. It's working for criminals. Nigeria should work for its citizens. All right, my article published in 2022. Now, I told people who were reading on Facebook, read it carefully and tell me why you are hopeful about 2027. I can't be a politician because I am my own man with a mind of my own. And I don't and can't belong to any court where men are worshipped and where people pound babies and mortars, drink both human and animal blood. Yes. In 2019, the people of Delta North had a once in a lifetime opportunity to have a world class senator who could have stirred the heart and brains of Nigeria on their behalf and on behalf of the whole of Nigeria as their voice in line with his calling. But they united with the prevailing evil force from across party lines that have today stripped them of their dignity to stop him because he did not belong to their court and so unwilling to compromise his strong, incorruptible, and defining moral principles to acquire um, transient political power, to choose their own underground criminal who gave them pittances from their own money that he stole from their treasury as payoffs, and who was jailed midway into his purchased tenure, leaving the district without representation at the Senate for 2 years in their penny-wise, pound-foolish political equation. Sadly, most Nigerians at homes are ignorant and corrupt down to the grassroots, and so don't learn from their mistakes, choices, and pains because of money, no matter how small that money may be, even though they know that they are in chains. They are most unwilling to make the sacrifices necessary to set themselves free. And this is the reason why they can't stand up for anything, and why a drug dealer paired with a terrorist is roasting them alive, and they are dying from losing their body fluids. Can you imagine how many intellectually bereft and morally bankrupt Nigerian opposition politicians from across Nigeria now crossing into the APC, a party that has unleashed hell on Nigeria and Nigerians, and a known terrorist organization fronting as a political party in Nigeria, led by the descendants of Osman Dan Fodio, whose mission is to capture Nigeria by all means and at all costs, in line with their father's warped extreme religious jihadist ideology, weaved around politics, power, economics, and finance. Yes. Today's senator, Senator Peter Nwoboshi is now in the mortuary, awaiting his final burial. Why Ned Nwoko, a disgusting charlatan, who also bought his way into the Senate in 2023 and is now being challenged for the same position by Arthur, a rogue, treasonous treasury looter, betrayer, and the grand patron of courtesan, who once occupied the position before becoming the governor of Delta State, is now in the saddle. That's network. The painful thing is in seeing the same people who live on the edge and below poverty line at the forefront of driving the campaign for the continuity of their pain, suffering, and misery in the hands of this man. What other inference can one draw from the behavior of the people of Nigeria in this situation, if not mental disorder? Yes, a mental disorder known as Stockholm Syndrome. I conclude without fear of contradiction that something is wrong with the Nigerian mind, with a severely damaged moral fabric. Yes, What else are we going to tell you? What else are we going to tell you that we have not said? But we have a duty to continue to reinforce what we have told you. So perhaps they will strike a chord with your psyche. Yes. So you can wake up for yourselves. Wake up for your children. Wake up for the next and the future generations of Nigerians. The country is bleeding so profusely from all of its orifices because of the tragedy of leadership and our collective conspiracy of silence. Every Nigerian going forward should take a position. Know that this country is yours and not for a few people. And be prepared to rise up in defense of that country like you have never done before. Yes, like you've never done before. It is a duty that we all owe Nigeria and unborn generations of Nigerians to stand up now, setting everything else aside, to secure our country, to take the country back from its captors. Nigeria has been captured by criminals like Okowa. We must not allow them to continue. Yes, yes, the time is now. And if we don't do it, God Almighty will not forgive us. The next generation will not forgive us. And history will continue to punish us as a generation who did nothing while the country was being seized. It is our duty. It is our responsibility. And we must stand down and rise to the occasion. Bye for now. And I love you guys. See you soon. And then please let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Ask as many questions as you can. I'll be we will gladly address them. We usually have a turnaround of 24 hours to responding to so many of the questions that we are asked. Thank you. And if you're a Nigerian, share this message with the next Nigerian to ensure that it goes around everybody, especially those from Delta State, and in particular my Ika people. Okowa has not served you. Okowa duped you for all the period he claimed to be your servant. He never was a servant. He was a criminal robbing you, and that is what he did. Are you going to give him another opportunity to rob you? It's a choice for you. Bye for now. And my name is Mark Madu Ajaja.